Okay, Danny Germansen's with us. Manifestation is the short film played at the Political Film Festival, a film from Denmark, a film about, you know, I guess basically mentally ill, kind of trying to basically overcome mental illness in its basic thematic sense. Do you want to expand on what you're trying to say with this film?
Yeah, of course, trying to explain that how mentally ill people can feel and are alienated in the society. Many are living alone, and normally people don't see these people in the neighborhood because these people are much alone, isolated in their apartments, and come out very rarely because they're keeping at home because they feel so bad they need to keep at home. So yeah.
The first thing that jumped out to me, this might be superficial, but
Yeah,
I think of Denmark, and you think that everybody's happy and because you're everything's so great, and then he has a gun. I thought people don't have guns in Denmark.
we don't, but if you can get them in the underground, so you
Oh,
get
really?
drugs and guns and everything. You can get those. Yeah.
Oh,
You go
wow.
to the bar and somebody will. You can get it if you want, if you know the right people. So
Because there's like you have no gun crime in your country at all.
not much. That we actually had a shooting in a mall a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
A guy who got a hold of a gun from his family, a sports weapon, shotgun, and yeah, he shot down like a handful of people and wounded even more in a mall in Copenhagen. So we have those, but yeah, but you don't need a gun to have those situations because
Yeah.
people can use knives, cars, and whatever. They'll figure something out if they want to kill people or hurt people. They will figure it out in some kind of way. I kind of hear there's a lot of have been a lot of accidents in the schools in Germany lately
Yeah.
uh, with knives actually. So twice I've heard here lately actually. So yeah,
No, I guess it's used as a trope, kind of like it shows his mental where he's at, like he's on a verge of kind of doing something harmful to himself or to somebody else, I guess, right?
yes, and it is, and the point is just showing how neglected and hopeless people feel in such a situation many times if they don't have family that understand them to help them or you said we don't have any gun laws in Denmark. We also have a big social security. You're born with social security. You should be able to get all the doctor, the medicine, and hospitals and so on for free.
Yeah.
But still, it's not so easy and glamorous like you say that everybody feel you're happy in Denmark. I can mention a few, just we Scandinavians are actually pretty depressed. If you look at Lars von Trier, Carl Th. Dreyer, Ingmar Bergman, and so on,
Yeah.
Edvard Munch, The Scream, and what is that? Yeah, there's a Norwegian, I cannot remember his name right now, a Norwegian writer, Hamsun. Also, there's always a lot of pain and depression in that.
Sure.
So we're not so happy as they're selling it. If you ask me, we're not. So we
No,
probably
but
have
there, yeah,
we probably have one of the highest suicide rate.
I was
And
just
it's
gonna
people,
say, according to the stats, the Scandinavian countries have a high suicide rate,
uh,
but they have it's contradiction where it's like it's kind of shows where you're at. It's the happiest place on earth according to
because everybody is on happy pills.
but
Everybody is on
at the same
medication.
time it's got the highest suicide rate. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
That's how it works,
it
right?
is. It is. But that's how it is. It's not such. It's not milk and honey everything. So.
Not milk and honey.
It's
Okay.
good. It's good. We have social security. It helps a lot of people, especially in my situation. I'm disabled and so on, and I get a lot of help through social security and so on. So I don't think you have that much help to get in America. Actually, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, 100%. And then obviously so let's talk about your film because it's black
Yeah,
and white. Was black and white always the vision when you were making it?
yeah. It was. It was black and white. And I made a few films in black and white. I love the black and white tone, but I also thought black and white would set the tone pretty good for the film because it's depressed and the world looks maybe black and white for such a person. And yeah,
And it seems like when I'm watching your film, the biggest takeaway is that loneliness
Yeah,
is his greatest disease. Like it's like he keeps bringing up that he's alone, that if he dies, that nobody will be at his funeral, and it's
yeah,
like that's a big trigger, like of mental, like I don't know, basically from your film, from this individual story,
yeah.
like loneliness
Yeah,
is
it's isolation and loneliness, and I think I'm not the only one who has. It's based on my own experience, some of it, and I don't think I think that's a normal reaction people has actually if they have like a low point in their life or they they maybe have a depressed period or something. People will think, who might even who even cares so much about me that will turn up to the funeral.
yeah. It's about, but at the same time, you kind of brought up in your bio, it comes from love, right? So if you're from, this is just a general statement, if you're from
Yeah,
kind of a dysfunctional family, and
yeah,
you don't have that love and support from the
no,
people that, like your parents, for example, then
yeah.
that's sort
I
of
have a
like,
good I have a good mother, but I had a father who fucked me up real good. So
yeah. And it's like then you're supposed to have that love, right? You're supposed to get that love from your parents.
yeah, yeah, and
Like,
attention and so on. And we're growing up in a dysfunctional family with narcissist and psychopath all around. You kind of get emotional and mentally damaged. And that's something I figured out. I saw was a big problem for me when I turned like 21, 22, and I have to go out and stand on my own legs and live my own life. And yeah, it was a big problem for me, and it kind of isolated me and it gave me a lot of problems. And that's like a whole other story, I think. So that's yeah.
well, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, that's for sure.
Okay. So that's you know, I think yeah, I'm there's a lot of people damaged by dysfunctional families, I think. So
Sure, yeah. And
yeah.
okay, so then this particular project, there's an interesting scene in the film where like he's going back outside and there's that kid, the cow,
Mm.
like he's in the cowboy get up,
Mm-hmm.
and he's kind of like playing with them and he kind of just ignores them.
It's a girl, by the way.
Sorry?
It's a cowboy girl.
Oh, it's a girl, sorry, but basically I say
Yeah,
kid,
so
so basically
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Basically, it's a kid. Yeah,
and so, but it's interesting that you show that scene, I guess, right, where it's like there's an innocence with this kid in a sense, right, even though he's got a gun and like, or she's got a gun, and she doesn't know the context of it, but it's like it's an interesting moment in the film where like it's like you're seeing the next generation, I guess, right?
we see the next generation, but also how I grew up myself playing with guns. Playing cowboys, Indians, soldiers. That's what we did in my childhood in the 70s and in the beginning of the 80s. There was no adventures. There was there was no zombies or anything. I think today many of the kids play zombie war. They shoot down zombies or something like this. But basically, the violence is embedded in our society. Kids play with guns. We learn how to shoot down the enemy. So that was basically the point of that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about the,
It's embedded in society and it's embedded in human nature.
well, yeah, it's, I don't know what the laws are where you are, but it's, we can, there's violence that get a PG rating, right? We see very violent things in the movie, and then but then sex, it's like a very natural, which is very natural, is like
Mm.
it will be R-rated, right? So just like a
Yeah, I
very,
know how it is in America. It's not so bad in Denmark. We're more liberated about nudity and so on.
yeah,
But you're right. I talk with my friends sometimes. They say, Americans, you have like a lot of gun violence in primetime TV, but you don't show any nakedness or anything. That's more natural for us here in Denmark and Scandinavia and Europe in a whole, I think. So yeah,
yeah. No, it's just an interesting kind of it's messed up in a sense. So
yeah,
tell me,
yeah, I know.
so tell me about this, the lead actor, because he's in every moment, he's in every scene, like he's like
Yeah.
key to your film. Where did you find him?
Mm. Oh, he's an old friend from the 90s, from my hometown where I live now. He moved to Copenhagen to become a circus artist and actor. And he's worked with Nicolas Winding Refn in Pusher 3 and had a big role in that one. And he's like one of my old friends, and he likes what I'm doing and he likes to contribute. And yeah, so that's where I got him from. So
And he was good with everything, like, cause it's like he's performing with himself in many ways, right? So like,
I think he took some experience from his own life also.
and then so there's more obviously then he did the voiceover after the filming.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah,
Was it already written? The voiceover already written, or
yeah, it was. It was a part of the script already. Yeah.
did you tell him? Did you show him? Tell him like what the moment in the voiceover was, into the context of what he was doing on screen? Does that make sense? What I just said?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I did. And I think he already know. He was very into the script. And we talked about how he should deliver it also. Um, Keep it like very down and depressed and so on, not going up too much. So yeah, we worked quite a lot on that narration. So yeah.
And he's making like the moments where he's like contemplating suicide, but he's not going to do it. He's kind of like got this anger against the world, I guess, right?
Mm.
Like and he's basically like raging against the world about like how
Yeah, 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 yeah. What's the question?
no, it's more about like what that's sort of the mental state that you're in, right? Where like you're just like when you're in that moment where like there's nobody, you're the moments of loneliness, and then you're just like not a person, but just the world itself. You're just
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you were pissed on the world, to say at least. You know, you're pissed on everything because you were fucked up since you was a child. You, as a young man, you get pissed. You know, that I think that's pretty normal actually. And yeah, if I lately when I've heard about shootings in America, I heard about to talk a lot about radicalization. The people, some of them are radicalized. You know, a part of right extreme groups or something, or they have connection to something like that. So I think it's kind of that's one of the reasons, you know.
what's that?
But you can also just be a violent, sick guy, I guess, and have some violent fantasies. But sometimes it's a deeper point behind it, you know. So
No, it's sort of like what you're saying, I guess, is that when you got nothing to lose and you're pissed off with the world, you kind of end up in these radical kind of organizations who kind of take
some do, some
cult
do,
like,
man.
right?
Yeah, some do, some do.
And then so basically cult.
Even I know here from Denmark, you know, outside of mental hospitals and so on, there's like people like you know, religious, I need to drink a little.
Yeah.
Religious cults like Jehovah's Witness and so on. They're standing there and you know, taking people in because they know they're weak and they can kind of manipulate them to
Yeah.
go into the organization and so on. So yeah,
Or but even a political ideology too, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. You, of course, you have to have that radical ideology also. Yeah.
all right, can you explain the ending for me? Because there's different interpretations of the ending. Do you want to?
Okay.
Is he actually killing people?
Yeah, he is.
Because he's seeing them as the ones who's trying to take him down, I guess, right?
He's pissed on humanity and he pissed on the world. Yeah. That
Yeah,
also is kind of explained through the film. So yeah.
yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, basically, but there's like, it's almost like they're kind of phantom images of him, I guess, right? But then those people, though, they're real people.
Those are real people. Yeah,
Masks,
that's not
they're
that's
masks.
not a fantasy.
They
The
represent,
mask is a symbol of people do not notice him or feel him or anything. You know, they are cold like a wall, and they don't show any empathy or anything. That's what the mask is showing actually.
so then,
That people are just minding their own business. You know, so walking past the homeless on the street, stuff like that. Yeah,
so there's like so the narrative with this guy, if it was real life, he'd be a mass murderer, he'd be a bad person, he'd be victim,
yeah,
he'd be like his like he had no he'd be a horrible legacy, I guess,
yeah,
right? But your
yeah,
point is that there's steps that happen to make this guy do what he did, and
yeah.
basically we have society to blame for it, I guess.
Some kind of way, some of it, yeah. A big part of way. That is exactly the premise of the film. That that surroundings, friends, family, whatever, society and so on has to take care of its own, and sometimes they don't. People get pushed out, forced out, all kinds of reason can happen that you end out on the edge of society. You don't feel a part of anything. People are pointing their fingers at you, maybe because you're different or something, and yeah, stuff like that, mocking you and stuff like that. So,
And so the film's is doing extremely well. How does that make you feel?
I'm glad. I'm happy, actually. Yeah.
Are you
And
surprised?
I'm surprised. I'm, you know, I think it's a special film. Not everybody can comprehend it. So if somebody say they like it and it goes well, it makes me very happy, I must say.
Yeah, I think everybody can kind of understand. I think there's like you're telling an individual story, but with a grand statement, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So the point is not it's okay to shoot down people. The point is that society is a kind of to blame. That's my opinion, and
Mm.
that's what I've been working on. That's what I've been experiencing and studying these kind of mass shootings and so on.
Yeah, I
Why
got
people do it and why there are so many mass shootings in America today. That's almost like every day we hear something. They say that there are more shootings that days in a year in America. That's going. If you ask me, it's going the wrong way. So.
well, yeah, it goes without saying, right? So,
Um,
but and then it becomes political, then it becomes politicized, right? Like about like gun control. But then again, if you don't have guns, then basically you can't do what the guy did, right? So
No, no, no. That's of course something. You have a very liberal gun. Whatever I understand, you can almost go in and buy a bazooka. With no problem. That's it's very surreal for us sitting here in Denmark and Europe to see how you guys wear around like assault rifles for the army and so on, and you can wear it wherever you want and shoot with it, and it's very surreal. We really have a hard time comprehending it. So yeah.
well, I want to clarify. I'm Canadian, so
Ah, okay.
you say you guys. I'm not
Ah,
part
okay. I thought you were American. Okay, okay. Sorry, sorry.
of.
Hey, I have family in Canada, so God bless you. I know a lot of good about Canada, and I love your forests and mountains and so on. So yeah,
We have our gun laws are not maybe as conservative as yours, but they're a lot better than the United States. Let's put it that way. So
yeah. I know. And what I also understand, you also have a better healthcare than you have in America. They have in America. So
yeah, well, we're just like every other we're every other first world country except for the States has universal
yeah,
health. So,
yeah, yeah.
but
Okay.
I guess it's like there's only like 20 million left who don't have health care in the States. So they made a vast improvement in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I know. I saw some of it. Yeah, yeah,
So they're getting there. They're
yeah,
on.
yeah. Here I'm talking about treatment of mentally ill people. That's what we're talking about. So
No, no, totally. Well, 100%, right? So there's a reason why this takes place. It is not just because someone's evil, right? Someone wants to use that rhetoric of like they're a bad person, which is like
basically about people don't get the help they need.
yeah,
It's basically about people don't get the help they need. And if you are from a dysfunctional family and you were messed up from kid, and you're pretty innocent, if you ask me.
yeah.
So
And then there's drugs, right? And then drugs influences your
there's some
mood.
drugs
So
in it, but it's has nothing to do with killing people. That's more for philosophical
yeah, no,
stuff.
but
He
it
smokes.
enhances your mood. What like he's smoking crack, so it
No,
enhances.
no, no, hash.
Oh, it's only hash. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. It looks like crack.
Oh, we don't have so much crack in Denmark. I think it's more an American problem. So
Yeah, but just the way, not that I'm an expert, but just the way he was doing it.
isn't crack some crystal more crystallized?
Yeah, but you can basically, but the way you do it is with on the tin foil. I'm not
Okay,
sorry.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything
I don't want
about
to
it.
get into this because it didn't teach people how to do it.
No,
But basically, yeah.
no, 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 I don't know
But
anything about it. I don't know anything about crack. So,
yeah. So basically, but it enhances your mood. So what if you're in a bad state and you do it, then it
yeah,
basically
of
looks worse,
course,
right?
of
So
course, of course.
yeah.
Yes, you're right.
And so in a way, he should have killed himself, right? But he doesn't.
No, he kills himself at the end.
No, I
You hear?
mean I mean in his room before he kills anybody else.
Yeah. That's basically suicide. I put it out in the street and made it like I did to just to prove a point.
Yeah.
So it's not everybody who wants to do suicide is not shooting people out on the street. I just made it to make a point of that loneliness and lack of empathy and so on
Yeah.
from the surroundings and society and so on.
Yeah. No,
That there are people not getting help who is desperate. So
we sent you the feedback video from North
yeah.
America audience. What did you think that they had to say about your film?
Oh, amazing. That was amazing. I was pretty happy. They seemed to understand the method of the film, the tools we used to tell the story and so on. They went down pretty well. So it was good to hear.
Yeah, it's a universal film, basically. What you're learning with the festival acceptances, the response, the reviews you're getting. Everybody can relate to this. This is not just every culture wherever you're from kind of can understand where this guy's coming from.
No, that's cool. I'm glad you say that. I'm happy to hear.
Yeah, 100%. So what are you working on now? You're working, according to the blog, you're working on a music video?
I was, I'm working on some music and some music videos here for the next near future, like a bunch of songs, both with my band and some solo and so on, and some preparing and already editing a music video. But I hope I'll get back to filmmaking soon. I was in pre-production before Corona hits with a film called Hunger Strike, and about a guy hunger striking in front of a church. And so I hope I can resume it really soon and get the support from friends and so on to make it. So
Yeah, 100%. I would love to see that.
thank you.
And so what do you do in the band? What instrument do you play?
Oh, I'm a bass player and I do beats and bass. It's kind of a hip hop funk dance thing. It's very inspired from the music in the late 80s, 90s, like Cypress Hill or Beastie Boys or Rage Against the Machine, Fate No More, stuff like that. So I'm the bass player. I make the rhythms, the riffs, and the beats, and sometimes also some of the melody and so on, and samples, sounds, and so on.
And then you have your website, right? brujoart.com.
Yeah.
Like art, you do like even in the background, you can see that you've done. Is that your comic in the background there?
I have some comic books, yeah.
Oh, over your other shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that.
the pictures or what?
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
No, right over your chair. What is that?
Yeah.
That's yours?
What are you talking? Those teddy bears or what?
No, this comic right here.
The comic. No, that's not mine. That's
Gotcha.
from that one. Sorry, I didn't see it. No,
Yeah.
that's from old British comic from started in the 60s.
Okay,
It's like a
gotcha.
sci-fi thing. It's Modesty Blaze. I don't know if you know it.
No.
It's kind of, no, but there was made a few films and so on. It was never very successful, but the comic book is very successful. I read it a lot as a kid and also as an adult, and it's the black and white. Why I'm so fascinated about black and white also is because the comic is black and white. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
so I use that in my filmmaking also.
So you're a busy guy, basically.
Yeah, I am. And I have I'm doing like poster prints and prints for t-shirts and stuff like that also.
Well, let's talk when hopefully you can get that movie made, and let's talk when that movie gets made, because this is an incredible film, and we're honored to show it at our festival.
Thank you. I'm very glad to hear. I will send it to you when it's finished. Yeah, maybe next year.
All right, cool. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you.
keep creating.
Thank you. Thank you very much.